A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Prophet describing, have a heart like a bird. Then say, come like a bear, but have a heart like a bird. Means brain small, heart big. Because with that heart they fly. And the bulbul, this nightingale, it has a beatific singing and beatific praising. The singing bird represents the souls of the students. Most come to get their du'a answered because of hardship and difficulty in the world. And these awliya were asking that one praising and singing that you're like a bird in their presence, are you coming for water, are you coming for the knowledges? And that's when awliyaullah began to teach that, Ya Rabbi, I'm approaching you not for fear of your punishment and not for the promise of your paradise, but I'm just coming for your satisfaction to be upon me. Nothing is as it appears. Not a single word that these awliyaullah wrote is what the surface would understand. And in this way of marifah, that wali was asking the bird, what did you come for? You came for the water, being the sustenance, the knowledges, the realities. Means even the intention in this way of marifah, they keep challenging, go higher with your intention. Maybe you came for one thing and your intention inshaAllah should always be elevating and going higher and higher. Why you don't just come, be like a cup to receive these knowledges? No, why don't you be like the flask that's pouring these knowledges? Means elevate your state. You came to be a student or a seeker of realities, but no, why don't you become the actual sharab? Why don't you become the knowledge? Means be lost in the reality. Our life is not just you came to Islam and you accomplish the whole world. There's maqam al-iman. Islam is the lowest state in which you merely accept it to submit yourself, and Islam is not an Arabic only phrase, it's a state in which you submit your will to the will of Allah God Almighty. Allah God Almighty's kingdom must be accomplished upon the servant in this material world. Thy will be done. And that's Islam, to submit. There's a maqam al-iman in which to believe, and they begin to teach at that understanding Allah is love and love is Allah. One whom is devoid of love is devoid of Allah. It has to be based on love and muhabbat. From that love and that iman become a state of moral excellence. For that which you love loves you. If your love is sincere and begins to test you with everything that you have, you're loving those more than the Divine, and that's why the mushkilat and all the testings in life. That which Allah tests you with to see, are you in love with that or with me? Walk away from that and you'll always be with me. Walk away from everything that you think you want. Walk away from everything that you think you fear. And you won't walk alone, but Allah will be with you. Means they enter into a state of muhabbat and love, in which Allah loves them and they love Allah, and everything other than that has to be moved away, tested, shattered. Maqam al-ihsan is to worship Allah in a state in which they witness Allah, they witness the Divine in everything.
Rising Sun of the West is an essential spiritual guidebook filled with invaluable knowledge of the elements within our cosmos. The author guides the student through a comprehensive program of spiritual development and journeys to the Divine's most powerful Son of all universes, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. These symbols of guidance lead us on the path to enlightenment, and by applying the disciplines of the star, the willing seeker can unlock hidden realities of the soul. It is ultimately through their guiding light that the student transcends life on earth and moves closer to realizing true cosmic awareness. Available worldwide at Amazon.com.
Only through difficulty can the servant become soft. When everything is good in your life, no, you don't really understand then why the shaykhs are crying when they talk. But if they pound you a couple times, then you cry with them. And difficulty visits the home to bring the softness of Allah. Because when difficulty doesn't knock on the door, the servant becomes a state of ghafil, heedlessness. You're focusing on all the wrong things, none of those of which were important, that won't help them in the grave, won't help them to draw close. You're going to Divinely Presence, what are you asking for? Why aren't you asking for faith? Why aren't you asking for a heart that has a love and sincerity, a heart that filled with ishq and muhabbat? Increase me in the love of Sayyidina Muhammad. Not my business, not my rizq, nothing. And then you see and we understand Allah's immense rahmah. When He loves the servant, that guest is always with them, continuously making them to cry, continuously putting them into hardship, continuously making no ease in this world. Not a moment they can breathe without an invading force coming, a difficulty coming, something collapsing, something crushing. From every direction there's no ease, so that they sit, they cry and they connect their heart and say, Ya Rabbi, it's all finished, let it all go. I want nothing but Your Divinely Presence. I'm going to lie down tonight and I'm dead. They will understand that when Allah loves, their lives are in difficulty, lives are in difficulty. And the difficulty wasn't meant to be focused on and oh, I have difficulty, I have difficulty. No, Allah loves you, Allah loves you. Now use your difficulty to connect with them, use your difficulty to fall in love with Sayyidina Muhammad and say that, I want nothing from this world, I just want your presence. Grant me your nazar in your holy face. Let me to have a blessed dream of you, a vision of you, a khashf and a reality of your presence. Let me just hold your jubbah and hold your holy sandals, and then this pounding in life is not so bad. If Allah wants to pound and grant the holy face of Sayyidina Muhammad then let the pounding begin. But if it's just difficulty and you're in darkness, then yes, it can be extremely sad. So when Allah inspires those who tune in, those who watch and listen via internet or whatever modality is reaching to them, there's something to be learned. Otherwise Allah would have inspired you to 1,000 different channels. But what He wants from that one whom's tuning in is learn how to contemplate, learn how to connect your heart. These are specialists in that reality. They'll teach you how to think of yourself as nothing, sit and meditate and ask that you're in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad that, I'm nothing Ya Rabbi, let me to be in your light, let me to be in that ishq and in that love, fill me with their light, fill me with their love. And what more beautiful than these souls that get together and they begin to make these praisings and these emanations, and that opens this state of love and muhabbah, this opens that state of nearness. Not the people who think they get there by their actions, then let's come together and give tafsir of Holy Qur'an, let's come together, give dars of Qur'an, let's come together and talk about 50 hadiths, none of which we follow. Those alhamdulillah all great, that improve your understanding. But if you want to reach to their presence faster than the blink of your eye, then sit and praise upon Allah. Make durood al-sharif and salawat upon Sayyidina Muhammad. It's beyond all the doors of studying and knowledges. It's the way of ishq, like a bird, as soon as we begin to praise, their attention is upon our souls. Their dress and blessing becomes upon us.
Are you ever searching for what zikr to recite for a particular situation or which prayer to make for an event or need? The search is over. We bring to you through the Muhammadan Way app an all-encompassing Islamic guide. A platform where you can find all the surahs from Holy Quran, special du'as and prayers, as well as live zikrs and comprehensive Islamic teachings from world-renowned scholars. Download this powerful app now and keep up to date with in-app notifications. Available for download on iOS and Android.
These holy souls of the King of the created universe, and the difficulty of their life that put everybody who complains to shame. This blessed soul of Sayyidatuna Fatimah Zahra salam, her immense love for Sayyidina Muhammad and Prophet's immense love for her, and the nation in return slaughtered her children. The other madhabs, they don't want to talk about it so that it's not a reminder in our lives, and they say, no, we don't need to mention these things, but this brings the softness in our heart and the understanding of our belief that when these noble souls suffered, and these noble souls they gave their life, their way, their children, everything for the love of Sayyidina Muhammad, and they saw nothing but difficulty. They saw nothing but difficulty, what visions and what knowledges they had and what Allah showed them. It was not something that happened without their seeing. More powerful than all awliyaullah. Lights of awliyaullah are coming from their souls, from their reality. What Allah must have showed them of your generations, your children and grandchildren, how much they would suffer, how much they would suffer not at the hands of others but at the hands of Muslims. And for them that was no problem, Ya Rabbi, if this is what you have written and this is what Sayyidina Muhammad has authorized and accepted, then we are samina wa ata'na, we hear and we obey. Means it gives the sweetness of our life. Every time we complain, every time we think we're the only one oppressed, we're the only one in difficulty, we're the only one looking at hardship, and then we say, okay, no, because of the birthday, because of the urs, because of wiladats and birthdays, it forces us to remember their lives continuously, and that their nazar be upon us. You whom suffered so much for your belief and you have an immense credit with Allah, grant us a relief, grant us a najat, grant us an opening. For those whom are sick, grant a healing, for those whom are difficulty, grant this love and muhabbat. That remember us on Yawmul Mashar, on a day in which nobody remembers anyone, that we gathered for your birth. Every aspect of love is going to be remembered. That's even the ant, when he saw the fire of Nimrod trying to burn Sayyidina Ibrahim, the awliya saw this little ant taking a drop of water, he couldn't even get close enough to throw it. By the time he threw it, it already had evaporated. Why are you doing that? He said, how can I see this fire and I don't do anything to put it out? Means even the weight of a mustard seed will be rewarded. How they can say that they saw us with this love, with this ishq, with all these difficulties, all these sicknesses, all these things that are going to be opening, for the sake of this love watch over us. If we're to go, we're going to go, no problem, nobody stays here forever, but give us a good ending.
Ameen.
That you greet us in the qabr, that you were happy with us, that the cake counted, the food counted, the water counted. We have no salah to impress anyone, zakah with shaking hands, fasting with complaining while in air conditioned homes that I'm hungry. We only have our muhabbat, that we can polish our love to make it sincere. That we brought a cake, we brought a water, we brought ourselves, we taught our children, we did our best to show our love, that your nazar, your khirka to dress us, that cover us with that. Dress us from the lights of Holy Qur'an, Ya al-Batul, Allahu al-Khaliq, bihaqq Sayyidina Fatima Zahra salam. But the secret in which you put into that holy soul for the reality of every creation that is appearing, dress us from those lights, dress us from those blessings. By means of that love let us to draw near to Sayyidina Muhammad. We pray that Allah always inspire us to be within the circles of praising, the circles of muhabbat and love, and that Allah is love and that we have an immense love for Allah, and that Allah dress us from that love, bless us with that love and make every difficulty to become beatific and sweet. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa bi sirri Surat al-Fatiha.